Welcome to day 2 of the horror romance visual novel, Mushroom Oasis. In the previous episode, our main protagonists went traveling into the woods in search of their beloved cat, who had not returned for a while. Poorly equipped and possibly in a magnetic zone that messed with their compass, they become disoriented and become lost, deeper and deeper in the woods, until they stumble upon a fairy circle of mushrooms, where they accidentally kick up a cloud of spores. Dizzy and confused by its effects, they pass out, only to wake up in an unknown cabin of a humanoid creature named Michael, who provides them with a meal and bed for the night. With odd mind effects and oddly colored words within our text, is this lovable little green boy truly a friend? Without further ado, let's jump right in. Huh? A soft humming invaded my dreams, stirring me awake. Oh, it's morning.
Excuse me, sir, did you watch me in my sleep? Mr. Yandere Man! Mr. Mushroom Yandere Man, did you watch me in my fucking sleep?
I blinked my eyes open to unfamiliar surroundings, swallowed in a blanket that clearly wasn't mine. Where? Oh.
Aw, he's knitting.
I spotted the familiar figure of my host seated on a stool in front of the fire, hands deftly working on the green scarf bundled in his lap. His back was towards me, but I caught a glimpse of his fingers as the needles softly clicked between the yarn. He looked incredibly adept at using them, the rhythmic movements almost hypnotic as the fibers wound together into an intricate pattern. I slowly stirred into a sitting position, rubbing at my eyes.
Oh, hi! I don't know how I feel about you. You're cute and you're creepy. Creepy cute. Cute creep.
The movement quickly caught his attention, ear flicking in my direction before his eyes trained onto me. Just like last night, his pupils blew up as we made eye contact. His expression lit up the instant he saw me. Good morning.
Aw, good morning.
Asina, hey! I'm glad you're finally awake. My voice just cracked, excuse that. You look so tired. I didn't want to disturb you until you got enough rest.
Good morning, Michael.
Oh, no, don't stop. You're gonna make me feel bad when I leave.
Good morning, Asina. Did you sleep well?
I was still too groggy to answer his question, a yawn slipping out as I stretched. He smiled kindly, a soft chuckle under his breath.
Like a baby, then.
No, don't use that wording. No, why do we always say that? We say, oh yeah, I slept like a baby last night. Babies do not sleep that well. Have you ever had to babysit a kid in the middle of the night with them waking up and screaming and flailing like I did? Sleeping like a baby means you did not sleep well. I don't care what anyone says. You don't sleep like a baby. I mean, I sleep like a baby. The literal terming, not like,
Oh yeah, I slept like a baby last night.
no, I sleep like a literal baby. He pointed over his shoulders to the door beside the fireplace, tilting his head towards it.
You can freshen up in the bathroom if you'd like, while I start making us some food. I have eaten breakfast by now, but I wanted you to join me while the food is still hot. How do eggs and toast sound?
Sounds amazing. I don't really mind the whole, food option choices. Like, if you guys want to play this game, it is free. You can donate to the creator if you want to, but by all means, if you guys want to see the other choices for, like, the food options, by all means. But for me, I'm fine with eating unborn fetuses and bacon.
What did you just say to me, you fried chicken fetuses?
Great! I'll see you in the kitchen then.
He tucked away his knitting materials and set it aside.
Oh, I also have a surprise for you after breakfast. It's not the most exciting surprise, but just join me when you're ready.
Okay, what are you gonna surprise me with? A scarf? This is cute. He ducked into the kitchen without another glance. I could hear his boots thud about the floorboards, cabinets opening and closing in succession in the kitchen. I suppose that's my cue. I rolled out of bed, leaving the warmth of Michael's blankets, and trotting over to the door Michael pointed out.
It's all made of wood!
Well, except for the pipes and, like, the hinges and stuff. Where did he get the materials? How did he make the material?
How? 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 I'm so confused. Stepping aside, I didn't know what I was expecting when he said he had a bathroom, but it was surprisingly spacious and all made of wood. Everything looked like it was carved and polished out of wood. Yeah, what I said. He seemed to have everything you'd find in a modern bathroom. A sink with a cabinet, a shower, and a tub, and even a toilet. Curious, I crept over to the toilet in particular, inspecting it. There wasn't a tank like you'd expect where the water would be stored. Instead, there was a compartment to the side full of sawdust and a scoop. Oh, it's that type. Okay, never mind. We had something like that back on the farm. Cool. I expected it to at least have a bit of a smell, but it was surprisingly odorless. There was even a roll of toilet paper on the side. It was no flushing system, but it was hygienic. It is. Michael must have done his research. But how? How did he do his research? Walking over to the sink, I stared at the faucet before hesitantly twisting it. I jumped. Why did I jump? I jumped when I heard the rush of water pouring in, swirling in the basin before disappearing to who knows where. Wow. Wow. What? Why am I impressed by a damn functioning bathroom sink? Thank you, Gabe, for answering the most pressing question. I helped with the dishes last night. I already knew Michael had plumbing. Shaking my head, I finished freshening up and headed to the kitchen.
Oh, hi!
Michael looked up as I entered, a steaming kettle in his hand with 2 empty mugs on the counter. It might have been the lighting, but he was taller than I remembered. So he is tall. Interesting. Okay. Glancing to the table, I could see he already finished eating up our food. Oh, wow. You work fast.
Aww.
Michael looked proud of himself. Can't have my guests stay on an empty stomach. Go on, have a seat. I'll join you in a moment. I returned his smile and sat down, stomach grumbling as I looked at our plates. Oh, that looks good. Oh no, I'm hungry. Oh no, I'm so gonna have to eat after I'm done with this. Once again, Michael was generous with the serving sizes. Fat slices of bread were toasted perfectly with crisp buttered sides. The scrambled egg looked tantalizing, the smell of savory herbs wafting into my nose. Oh, I'm so hungry. My mouth's watered and IRL! Hi, how's it going? Michael set down a steaming mug beside me before settling into his own seat. Peeking above the rim, I could see small flowers floating about, tinting the water yellow. It faintly smelled of apples. I recognized the yellow dried pellets on tea packaging I've seen before. Oh, chamomile? He nodded. I hope you like it. I'm sure I will. His smile widened, his tail swaying at the tip by his feet. He seemed more relaxed, showing his natural features this morning. Any trace of panic and hesitation from last night were gone, replaced by a look of contentment. Michael bit into his toast, and I followed suit. The food was as delicious as I remembered. Sorry, as I expected. I don't know why I said remembered. The chunk of toast I bit into was heavenly, the butter sweet on my tongue, and the eggs. Something about simple home-cooked food is just the best. Yeah, exactly! I mean, like, sure, going out, fine dining, all that fun stuff. You know, out in public where there's a bunch of people who can stare at you while you're eating. Not for me. Home-cooked meal? It's cute! It's fun! It's simple! I don't mind that. It's fine! Michael was happy to eat in silence, occasionally looking up at me as I enjoyed my food. He'd smile when our eyes met, his bottom pair narrowing into a happy squint. I wondered if he'd be open to some questions. Hey. Do you mind if I ask? How'd you learn to cook? Cottage pie is a pretty complicated recipe. I just wonder if anyone taught you how to cook? I'd be lucky if someone could teach me how to make boiled eggs, Firefly. But it was trial and error, mostly. My earlier endeavors were, pretty much inedible. Aww. I picked up a thing or two about cooking, though, so your taste buds aren't gonna fall victim to any nasty creations like in my early days, at least. Speaking of, did you enjoy dinner last night?
Of course I did. You're a really good cook, Michael.
I'm glad.
Aw, he's just so awkward. He doesn't know how to communicate.
It probably wasn't obvious, but I'm really happy I got to cook for you.
Is that your love language? Is cooking your love language, honey? 'Cause that's cute.
I don't get guests often, in case you couldn't tell.
I should ask you to cook for me every day then. No. He grinned at my joke, looking pleased. I don't think he thinks that's a joke. I don't think he thinks we're joking. Oh no.
I'd be happy to.
I chuckled as I took another bite. So, what's your favorite thing to cook? He lit up at the question.
Fried mushrooms.
Go figure. Fried mushrooms? Oh, is it Morales? I love those! Oh, wait, no! Mushroom hunting, heck yeah! Those were so good! They used to be in my area. Like I said, I'm fine with going out into the woods. The woods aren't that bad, guys! But we would go mushroom hunting and we'd bring them back, you know, soak them to get all the bugs out, and then we would eat them. They're yummy.
Yeah. There's plenty to find, and it's easy to make.
Huh. I do remember finding a patch of mushrooms yesterday. They smell pretty funky, though.
You remember that?
Why do you say that so quietly? Wait, why? Huh? What was that?
Nothing.
Okay.
Anyways, mushrooms were the only thing I had for a while, before figuring out I could just eat other stuff like roots and veggies.
Do you forage all your ingredients?
Mostly. The times I figured out how to catch fish and hunt game were the best of my life, I'll tell you that. My first taste of meat?
He did an awkward version of a chef's kiss, as if mimicking something he saw on television once.
Mamma mia. Mamma mia?
Is he trying to say Mamma Mia? Shit. Alright.
Top 10 streamer moments be like timing moments. Oh my god. Orca discovers what he was gonna say because, believe it or not, she is the MC.
He continued before I could even dwell on it for a second longer.
But nothing beats what you humans are able to make. You guys go nuts with ingredients. Rice was a challenge. It's a precious ingredient since I have to actually get some from a store, but once I figured out how to make it nice and fluffy, I consider it a special treat.
I did a double take. You go to the store. Oh, is that how we got the wood?
Yeah? Where else would I get it?
I thought you would grow it yourself or something. I mean, unless you... No. MC. No, MC. Do you live under a rock? He laughed as I flushed in embarrassment.
It's flattering you think I'm even capable of something that impressive, but no. There is only so much the forest can provide.
But what about money? We're talking about human currency, right? Otherwise, how would you even... Do you actually have a job?
A thought occurred to me.
Or did you steal it? He looked almost offended. I would be too!
Do you take me for a criminal?
Well, I mean, you're looking at me with... I mean, what? No! But that would mean... Then... how? Michael bit into his toast, his two eyes winking in mischief.
I have my ways, Firefly. Don't put it like that. I have a dirty-ass mind. What do you mean?
What's that supposed to mean? How do you have plumbing in your house? I assume a rain catcher. I know it's a silly question, but I can't stop thinking about it.
Oh, you were wondering about that?
The embarrassed look on my face was probably enough of an answer.
Aww. Well, it's nothing fascinating. It's just rainwater. Aha! I was right! I've got stored above the cabin.
Just rainwater?
He nodded. I detected a hint of pride as he continued. It's actually a recent installment, believe it or not. Granted, the project took a while, gathering materials, figuring out the tools, finding the right instruction manuals. Plus, I had to figure out where to store the water tank. And don't worry, I installed a filtration system, so it's safe for us to use.
Oh, good.
I check it every few weeks to make sure nothing's contaminated. That sounded daunting.
Not really. I mean, if you have the right tools and materials, like he was saying, I mean, it's not that hard. I think. Especially considering he lived all the way out here in the woods. You did that all on your own?
I kinda had to. Anyway, it took a whole lot of calibrating and adjusting, but it really worked out. And now that I think about it, I'm glad you get to be comfortable here during your stay, too. Does that answer your question?
Where'd you learn how to do all that? That's the burning question.
I had to figure out a lot of things on my own.
There was a faint hint of exhaustion in his eyes. Aw, honey.
But to answer your question, I go to libraries a lot.
Here. What? How? Oh, right, he did kind of hide it pretty well, and he could say he was cosplaying. Which is weird in the middle of, like, a work week, but whatever. You know, like, out in town, not in, like, cons or, like, doing it for a job or anything, but, you know.
But to answer your question, I go to libraries a lot. It's where I learned about a majority of things.
The fact that he even ventured into buildings at all already surprised me.
And if I'm real lucky, they have all these neat DIYs and workshop manuals archived for anyone to browse through. It took a while to figure everything out. A really long time, actually. But hey, I had nothing but time. And it paid off. I'm considering upgrading the toilet next, but for now, the composting setup works fine. I've learned about that in an old camping guide.
He paused to take a breath, as if he hasn't talked this much in a while. Aww.
I'm rambling, but that's how I did it. Is there anything else you want to ask?
Wait, you've been to libraries? His ears perked up, posture straightening.
Oh yeah! I can tell you enough about how much books have helped me. I've made it this far only because I figured out how to read. Well, figured out that I can read. What does that mean?
Do you visit often?
In my early days, any chance I could get. Nowadays, I stick to my side of the forest, though. Gotta make sure people don't wander too far off than they're meant to.
I paused in my chewing at the teasing lit in his voice. Hey!
I'm joking. Anyways, if you're wondering what I do about this,
he gestured toward his face.
I just have to make sure everything's covered. You'd be surprised how little people pay attention to me when I bundle up just right.
Do people not give you trouble? He shrugged nonchalantly.
Small town libraries are usually so empty from my experience.
Yeah, welcome to the 21st century there, bud. We get you a cell phone, you'd go crazy.
And people just mind their own business there.
Huh. I guess that's true. I can't remember the last time I visited a library. I guess libraries would be Michael's equivalent to the World Wide Web. I should introduce him to the internet sometime.
Don't! This place is cursed!
And it's only going to get worse from here.
Actually, maybe not. Not without parental controls. You know, MC, you know what? You're better than most. You're better than most. Finally satisfied, I nodded and went back to eating my food. What's it like living in the woods? I still can't believe how cozy you managed to make it, considering the whole middle of nowhere thing.
It wasn't like this when I found it.
No?
It was a major,
fixer-upper? Fixer-upper? So the cabin was abandoned. I never would have guessed.
Yeah, I'm really happy I get to live somewhere permanent for once. It's not much, but it's home.
What's it like?
Peaceful. Quiet. I do like it a lot. The forest provides me with everything I need. And nobody bothers me for the way I look out here.
His ears twitched slightly.
Sometimes you just happen to end up where it's most convenient for you. And everyone else.
Aw, honey. The way he avoided my eyes as he said that gave me the impression there's something more to it. He feels like a monster or something. Like a baby. Baby! Like his home wasn't just out of convenience, but a fear of something else. Judgment. Or rejection. Yeah, rejection too. Rejection, perhaps. Or something worse?
Anyways, I don't really have anything else to say about it, unless there's something specific you want to ask.
He doesn't think about his answer much before beaming at me.
What about you?
What about me, what?
I know you told me a little bit about yourself, but what's it like being you?
I scoffed, waving a hand. It's nothing great. Please, I'm the least interesting person in this room, trust me. Oh, hi. Aw. His eyes were shining in earnest as he leaned forward.
Tell me anyway.
Oh, well, I told him about my life, or at least the parts I was comfortable with sharing. Just like last night, his eyes didn't leave my face, occasionally darting about my features in interest. The direct ogling was making me nervous, but I suppose I was doing the exact same thing when it was his turn to talk. Eventually, I came to the topic of my job and the woes of living in modern capitalism. Oh, tell me about it. I am a bit jealous. You have the whole cottagecore aesthetic practically perfect. His face morphed into a confused pout.
Cottagecore?
I explained it to him in my own words.
Oh, you're saying you want to live the way I do? Out in the woods?
Honestly, yeah. It's better than, apartment life. I nodded without hesitation.
I mean, I wouldn't mind showing you the ropes.
His tone seemed strangely elided. Aw, what do you mean?
Never mind.
Oh no.
Anyways, I don't get what the appeal is, but it's not easy either, you know. The forest provides, but it's up to me to make use of it. Starting out was...
Honey. A dark look crossed over his face, then as if reliving a bitter memory. Oh,
rough.
Why'd the music stop? Oh, okay. Oh.
But I'm built for survival.
I feel like asking him to elaborate would make things awkward, but it's good to have an open dialogue. I decided to veer the topic into a different direction. Doesn't it get lonely?
Sometimes. But I'm used to it.
He smiled, his eyes lighting up.
Besides, I have you at the moment, don't I? I never thought I enjoyed having someone around. You must be really special.
Nah, not really, dude. I'm starting to know a lot more about Michael. He didn't directly say it, but it felt like he was lonelier than he was letting on. Not to mention how he managed to make a home for himself, all on his own. I had to wonder if he had anyone at all. Do you have any family around?
Family?
His expression turned solemn for a moment before he looked sheepish.
Remind me how that works again? I get the concept based on some books I've read. I don't have what you call parents, if that's what you're asking.
My mouth dropped open in shock. No parents? He shrugged and took another bite of toast.
Not that I recall.
And how did you...
What's that like?
Why?
He did it again! What's that like? Living with so many people like you in such close proximity.
Huh?
That's how it works, right? You and other humans living in one house. And you have this, Dina thing that makes you relate to the rest.
Dina? Oh, DNA.
That's what makes a family, right?
I mean, scientifically, it ain't wrong, but at the same time, no. It's more than that, it's a bond. Was he talking about DNA? His definition threw me off, but I had to answer somehow. Not just that. Family is... oh god. People you're related to, like your mom and your dad and your siblings and relatives. People that you love and care about, who love and care about you too. Actually, I guess they are just the people you live in close proximity to, whether by choice or not. I think family, me personally, not, MC. People that you love and care about, who love and care about you too. Family doesn't have to be, blood-related ties. It can just be like a friend who you feel like is a brother or a sister or however you want to put it. It doesn't have to be, oh, you are my sister because you came from the same parent or one of the parents. It's who you make of it. It's who steps up to the plate. People that love and care about, who love and care about you too. He seemed intrigued.
Is that so? That does sound nice. Is there anyone that you love and care about? Snowball.
Oh, wait. Oh, man, why wasn't there a third option for this? Shoot. I love my family and my friends. Of course I do. I have a family, or yeah, I love my friends. Oh, fuck. I love my family, but I also love my friends. I'll say, yeah, of course I do. I have a family. I mean, my friends are my family, so yeah. Heck, I'd even call my cat family. Yeah, same.
Ah, right. Obviously. And this is the same for all families?
I bit my lip, pondering the question. It would be naive to think that. A lot of families do love and take care of one another, but not everything's perfect. Sometimes that love can be misplaced, or taken advantage of, or even abused.
Michael looked thoughtful. So, it starts with love? I've read some stories about that. Love, I mean.
What type? What type have you read? That, oh no. Forget about the internet, he's already reading the Rule 30.
Though certain feelings just don't make sense to me. At least from a reader's perspective.
I guess you'd have to experience it for yourself to understand. He stared at me unblinking for a moment.
Yeah, you might be right. I never considered that. Then again, who would bother loving a monster like me, huh?
Baby, no! Honey!
What?
You're not a monster.
I look like one, don't I?
That's besides the point.
You're not denying it, though.
I'm just saying,
it's okay.
You did it again!
You don't have to lie to me. So, family?
Right. You're not a monster. To be fair, everyone's definition of family could be different. What about you? What's your definition of family? Michael looked surprised. I asked him that question.
I don't know. I've never had one, and I think your answer just confused me more.
Well, if you ever figure it out, let me know. Michael stared at the remaining crumbs on his plate before he nodded, avoiding my gaze.
Sure.
Awkward. We both fell quiet, the lull in conversation blinking at us in a comfortable silence. All this family talk. It reminded me of the reason why I'm out here in the first place. To look for my beloved cat, a sight I might never be able to see again. I couldn't help the sinking feeling in my chest, the growing pit in my stomach. I wish I was able to find Snowball. You would have loved him. Michael opened his mouth to say something, but changed his mind. My voice warbled as a lump formed in my throat. Sorry. I just miss him so much. I keep thinking if I went looking for him sooner, maybe I would have been able to find him by now. He was quick to speak up.
You did your best, Firefly. No one else could have gone to the lengths that you did. You almost risking yourself... What? I'm sure wherever he is, he's doing okay.
Are you my cat?
You really think so? I know so.
He's my cat. His voice was laced with a confident assurance, despite the worried look on his face. I nodded with a quiet sniff.
I hope so.
He's just important to me, is all.
Michael looked like he wanted to reach across the table for me, but sighed instead. Actually, I'm sorry, Asina. I should tell you. Maybe I do have family now that I think about it.
A good way to divert.
But, who? That was a surprise I mentioned before.
Huh?
Wait, really?
He nodded. Are you done? I could take you to meet them right now.
I looked down at my plate. During the conversation, I didn't even realize I'd finished the meal. Yeah, I'm done. His movements were quick, stacking our empty plates and mugs and setting them in the sink. He grasped my hand before I could even say another word, pulling me up and heading outside with me in tow. As the door swung open, I could only see Forrest ahead before he tugged me along as he rounded the side of the cabin. Look at that! He has his own little garden! Oh, that's cute! Almost immediately, my peripherals were assaulted with greens on both sides. I figured he was the type to grow his own vegetables, but to see it in person as confirmation was a whole different thing. With Michael leading the way, I had only a moment to take in the surrounding garden. He had marked the different plots with messy drawings on the wood and signs jutting out of the dirt. Carrots, lettuce, potatoes, trellises of tomatoes and beans. I wouldn't have been able to differentiate one plant to another without the signs. Even the chamomile from our tea just now grew abundant close by, the small buds swaying gently. Whoops, sorry! I bumped into Michael as he suddenly stopped, the man looking over his shoulder to beam at me. We reached what looked like a fenced-off area with a bit of netting stretching all around. He stepped aside, watching me as my eyes widened. Aww! Hi! You're so cute! No! Chickens!
Look at all those chickens!
3 fat, happy little hens strutted about like they owned the place. As he entered through the gate, the hens swarmed over in an instant at Michael's feet, circling him and pecking at his boots.
Ladies, meet Asina. Asina, he's a Mawar, Sensuya, and Primrose. Mawar, Sensuya, and Primrose. Okay. Or as I like to call them, Mar, Sunny, and Rosie.
Oh, he's so cute! Oh no, the inner farm girl in me has finally found my farmer boy! Oh no! He ducked to pick one up, fluffing up her feathers as he smiled. He gently scratched the hen's little head, which I assumed was Rosie. She practically melted at his pampering, eyes sliding shut. The other 2 flapped their wings in a huff and went about their business once more. Michael leaned closer, beckoning me to pet Rosie. She was so soft!
Rosie's the oldest. She doesn't lay eggs anymore, but I couldn't bring myself to, you know.
Oh no, I feel it, bud.
So I bought her some friends. Marmar came first, Sunny's a more recent addition. What do you think? Do we make a good family?
I laughed and nodded, watching as Rosie nuzzled into Michael's chest. I didn't expect chickens of all things.
Were you expecting something else?
I was expecting it to be someone else.
Oh.
No, it's fine.
No. When you look like me,
Michael, stop it!
people generally don't stick around.
There's that negative self-talk again. You don't even look that bad. His eyes flicked to mine, a look of pleasant surprise crossing his face.
You really think so?
Yeah?
You can't be that naive, Firefly.
I mean it! Oh, that's a smirk. What is that? He let out a polite scoff as he scratched Rosie's head absently.
You genuinely believe people want to run away at the sight of me.
Well, I didn't. His smile turned smug. Yep, smug. That was the word I was looking for. Smug little bastard. The corner of his lips uplifting just a bit.
Of course you didn't. Because you couldn't.
What? Shoot. He wasn't wrong. I was pretty much paralyzed oh, that's what he meant. I was pretty much paralyzed in his bed when we first met. But I still don't think you look that bad.
Is that so? Describe me then.
What?
You heard me. Who are you and what have you done with Michael? Look at me and describe what you see.
For a second, I thought he was being condescending, but looking at his eyes, all I could see was a bit of playfulness. Bastard. He looked at me expectantly, eyes shining. You're tall?
Go on.
You have blonde hair. He gave it an amused squint, his left ear twitching.
What else?
You have green skin and a tail. He chuckled, though there was no malice in it.
But that's not all, is it?
He definitely expected me to say it straight. Oh, fine! So you don't look human. So what? He hummed absently.
As I was saying, animals generally don't care if you look like a monster.
My heart twisted at his words. His passive nonchalance somehow made it even worse. Michael, you're not a A tug at my shoelace caught my attention. Oh, hi! Are you Sunny? Oh, you're so cute! Yep, I'm wearing Converse, goddamn. A light brown hen stood at my feet, her beady eyes shining. Sunny flapped her- Haha, it was Sunny. Sunny flapped her wings almost expectantly.
Aw, I think she likes you. Go ahead, pick her up. Gently, like how I did with Rosie.
I hesitated, but slowly lowered myself to cup Sunny by her- Sunny by her wings. Lifting her up, she was quick to nestle herself until she was comfortably tucked under my arms. I could feel her wings wriggling as she nuzzled into my side. So cute! Michael's gaze softened as I cooed at the chicken, mimicking her small clucks.
So, did it help? Cheering you up, I mean.
Oh. So that's what this was. I mean, yes, it did work. These are adorable. A fuzzy feeling bloomed in my chest as he looked at me, chicken in his arms and concern on his face. A little bit, yeah.
Only a little.
I snickered, rolling my eyes. Okay, mister, a lot.
That's more like it.
His proud grin was infectious. I couldn't help smiling back. We spent a bit more time with the hens, petting them until they were satisfied. Michael even showed me the spot where they like to have their dust baths, little chicken-shaped holes scattered about in the dry soil underneath the coop. Once the gals had enough of us, we refilled their water container before leaving. He left them some treats, procuring them straight out of his pockets before shutting the gate. The girls' excited chatter over the food faded as we made our back inside his cabin. I sat by his bed as he crouched down by the fireplace. From the window, I could see the sun outside was getting higher. It might be close to afternoon now. Hey, Michael, I really should be getting home, shouldn't I? He looked up at me from where he was stoking the fire. I rubbed my arms, unsure where to place my gaze. I think it's a good time for me to go now. I didn't... My expression fell, but I caught myself quickly. He'd done his best to cheer me up. It'll be inconsiderate towards him to leave in a bad mood. Yes. I might have to accept that I'll never see Snowball again. I think it's better if I focus on moving on. He was quiet for a moment, hands in his pockets.
If you say so. But you don't have to leave just yet. We've still got plenty of daylight left. And there's some places I want to show you. Won't you come with me?
I had to decide. Whoa, wait a minute, that was my decision, what? Excuse me? What just happened?
I promise I'll take you home right after. He took another step towards me. Please, Firefly? I didn't want to say it, but he looked desperate. Okay. I'll go with you. The joy— oh, hi. The joy on his face was shining bright as a billboard. Great! Let me get our stuff. He disappeared into the kitchen, returning with my backpack in one hand and a satchel in the other. He passed it to me as he walked by towards the front door. Huh. I almost forgot I had this. Rifling through my bag, I found cat treats, Snowball's collar, a broken compass, and my phone!
Oh, that's a cute little charm.
The battery was dead, though. Damn it. Still, that's one less thing to worry about. I checked through my bag once more, finding an empty water bottle. I frowned, distinctly remembering I forgot to pack water for my trip. You didn't, that's the problem. We did pack water. Or at least, Michael told me I did. Didn't I? You ready? What? Where did you get the crossbow? Oh, right, he did talk about hunting earlier. Well, where did you get the crossbow, sir? I looked up at Michael, startling when I spotted the large crossbow in his hands. He followed my gaze and shrugged, albeit with a nervous smile, like he'd been caught doing something he shouldn't be. He quickly strapped the weapon to his back and out of sight. Don't worry, I'm not going to use it unless necessary. I would hope not! He chuckled at my indignant tone. You think I'm going to let you out into the woods without guaranteeing your safety? I made a promise to get you home, so this is just an extra precaution. You don't think it's a bit much? Better safe than sorry, Firefly. He did have a point. If anyone knew these woods and the kind of danger it held, it'd be Michael. I glanced over him again, noticing he changed his oversized cardigan for something more outdoor appropriate. His eyes tracked mine, his shoulders stiffening as a tint spread across his face. Sorry, am I staring too much at you, buddy? Sorry! Shall we? He opened the door and waved me out. I stepped outside to glance around his front yard. The landscape wasn't anything special. It was actually left quite plain, just with trees and foliage. Only paths of dirt and flattened grass glued me in the routes Michael would use as he comes and goes, webbing in all directions, trailing to the front door. Come to think of it, anyone passing through will be able to spot Michael's house if they squinted through the trees carefully enough. I guess he was right that nobody walked through this area in years. I heard a lock turn before Michael joined me by my side. He smiled wide before tipping his head in a direction, making sure I was behind him before he started walking. I was hesitant, but followed suit.
Oh, more pretty.
It was quiet as we traveled, save for the sounds of nature calling out around us. The weather was bright and warm, the sun casting pretty rays through the gaps in the trees. I had to admit, enjoyable as it was, the bird calls and rustling of leaves as we walked somewhat brought bad memories. Yesterday was miserable. I was lost, tired, and hungry. There was a chance I wasn't going to make it out alive. I watched Michael's back as he led the way, the man barely paying any mind to his surroundings. His ears would occasionally flick back in my direction, but overall, he seemed confident on where to go. Having Michael as my guide home was definitely a great assurance. It made me even feel more grateful he found me when he did. I sighed and shook off the negative feelings, keeping pace while appreciating the fresh air. I stepped up next to my companion, willing my voice to speak after plenty of silence. This is actually kinda nice. A good old nature walk. I coughed in my fist, feeling embarrassed. I don't go outside as often as I should. Ain't that a fact? Michael smiled kindly. I'm glad to bring you then. Yeah. Feels different when you know where you're going. Actually, where are we going? He sensed my nervousness and laughed. Don't worry. We're almost there. I looked up and saw it before he even pointed it out.
Oh, cute! It's just a little meadow. Aw.
A clearing in the distance, the trees growing strangely sparse in that area. I held my breath as I noticed the grass slowly started to dot with flowers, delicate blooms swaying here and there in the breeze. As we got closer, Michael watched me as my mouth dropped open, a knowing twinkle in his eyes. It was breathtaking.
Oh, pretty! Ah!
A secluded little meadow of flowers, lit up by beams of light making the scenery resemble a page from a forgotten fairy tale. Butterflies flitted about in pairs, their wings flicking and complementing the surreal yet enchanting ambience of the whole place. Michael let me gawk some more before walking ahead, turning to face me before sitting down to relax on the grass. He slipped off his satchel and laid it on the grass by his side along with his crossbow. I blinked out my stupor and approached him, spinning around to drink everything in before plopping myself down next to him.
So, what do you think? Pretty, isn't it?
Aw, hi! We're on a little date. Cute. Ain't you just such a handsome man?
I nodded dumbly before finally glancing to face him, the man's gaze on me softening as our eyes met. A butterfly approached us rapidly, making me flinch on instinct.
Aw.
It landed on his finger. He's a Disney princess!
She is a princess!
It landed on his finger as he held it out, its wings flapping gently. He smiled at the dainty creature, a fond look in his eyes before he held it out towards me.
Do you like butterflies, Asina?
I like them. I love butterflies. They're cute. I do. I think they're so pretty. This is amazing, Michael.
Aw.
His usual prideful smirk was absent, replaced instead with a shy smile.
I'm glad you like it.
The sun was at its peak now, the air getting warmer as minutes passed. The leafy canopy over us provided enough cover for us to not overheat. Michael picked a flower with his other hand and placed it in my palm, his tail looping loosely around us as both of my cheeks darkened. He closed his eyes and leaned back further, the butterfly still resting. Is he purring? What? He's my cat. That is my headcanon at this point. He got turned into my cat. I don't care how long he's been out here. He's my cat. He closed his eyes and leaned back further, the butterfly still resting on his hand. My ears caught a soft rumbling before I realized it was coming from his direction. I almost wanted to ask, but I didn't want to ruin the moment. My gaze dropped as I twirled the flower in my hand, holding the stem delicately. The gesture felt platonic, but also romantic? I wonder if Michael was even interested in relationships. He'd been alone most of his life. He'd probably get tired of my presence sooner or later. Before I could contemplate further, the butterfly on Michael's finger took off, my gaze trailing after it as it left the sunlight and flew away into the woods. Which reminds me. Michael?
No, you just purr. You just need a bee.
Don't get me wrong. This place is stunning. But is it okay if we go now? Oh no, the purring stopped. No, baby! He straightened from his relaxed slouch.
Why? We just got here.
I chewed on my lip, hesitating. I love it here. I do. But I want to go home, Michael. Michael studied my face.
Asina, do you want to leave me that badly?
What? No! I need time to recover from losing Snowball. Are you Snowball? I know it's silly and dramatic, but knowing he won't be there when I get home. I trailed off, another shot of guilt and regret filling my chest. I just need to get done with it. Aw. I felt a hand rubbing my back. Michael nodded slowly, looking me in the eyes. The smile was gentle.
That's okay. I understand.
Not again! Michael! Michael, stop it! No, Michael!
Stop it. Get some help.
But maybe this place can help with that. It's a nice spot to nap in, isn't it?
I picked it out just for you. Why don't you go ahead and lie down?
His words made you... Oh, here's these fucking colored words again. His words made you sway, the sudden bound of sleepiness weighing heavily over your eyelids. He was right. It is a nice spot to nap in. Why were you in such a hurry? You yawned, laying back to stretch on the grass. The warmth from the ground seeping through your clothes, lulling you into a sense of comfort and safety. There you go. What the hell? Just spend some time with me. No, yeah, he's definitely this. Nope.
Just a bit more. What the fuck? Please.
Why does he look sad, though?
Oh, here's something else I could show you.
He reached into his satchel and pulled out a wooden box. A kalimba!
It's called a kalimba.
I blinked slowly, clarity coming back as I shook my head to pay attention. The box fit neatly in his hands, Michael holding it as if he were typing on a phone. I could see that it had a hole in the middle with thin strips of metal arranged in a triangular shape over it. What does it do? It makes music! A proud smirk spread across his face.
I'll show you.
It's so nice! He began to pluck at the metallic prongs, a gentle ringing sound resonating with each flick of his thumbs. I couldn't recognize the song. He might have made it up himself. I closed my eyes, enjoying the tune. Michael gave a soft chuckle as he kept playing.
Relax and listen as long as you like, Firefly.
It's so sweet. Oh.
A few minutes passed by, with Michael plucking away at the instrument. The two of us sunbathing like two cats on a Sunday afternoon. I must have dozed off as the next thing I knew, I felt a nudge on my shoulder.
Comfy?
He chuckled low when I refused to open my eyes.
I mean, if you'd rather stay.
My eyes shot open, my whole body jerking to sit up. Michael glanced at me, kalimba in his lap and a half a forget-me-not chain in his hands.
What?
I shook my head, slapping at my cheeks. I can't believe I fell asleep! I need to...
It's all right.
He did it again. He cut me off. His sigh was heavy.
I was hoping... Never mind.
He patted my shoulder, though smiled and reached his eyes.
Thanks for being here with me. Maybe we can do this again sometime. If I ever see you again.
What is that supposed to mean?
Let's get you home.
Yay, we're going home, finally! Ah, thank you, Michael. It's so good to finally get to go home. He rolled over to his feet and stood up, brushing off dirt and fixing his satchel.
Come on.
We gathered our things and set off into the unknown once more. Well, unknown to me, at least. Michael seemed to have a map of his place ingrained in his brain.
You seem a bit sleepy still, so let's freshen up, okay?
We walked a bit further, away from the clearing, coming across a river. Compared to the rest of the path we walked, the area was shaded considerably with a thick canopy of leaves over us. The flowing water looked inviting as I kneeled down by the bank, Michael idling close by. I dipped my hands in, eager to wash my face. The water was refreshing and cooled my heated skin in the afternoon sun. Oh, why are you looking at me like that again? I pulled my hands back to see Michael peeking over my shoulder into my reflection, smiling with a faraway look on his face. He startled as our gazes met, irises darting away to look at himself instead. It's okay, you can look. Immediately, his expression changed. Aw, baby, no, you look fine. His ears flattened, a grimace twisting his features as his lips curled back.
I had never seen such contempt in his eyes as I did then, staring at his own visage. I mean, even in the bathroom scene, like, the cabinet didn't even have a mirror on it. He stepped away, retreating beneath the cover of a tree to lean against it with crossed arms. He doesn't notice me watching. I patted my hands dry on my shirt and approached him.
You ready?
Yeah. I stopped him before we could turn to leave. He looked at me with a questioning look, tipping his head. I hesitated. I wasn't the type to speak my mind directly. I mean, on the internet, sure, but like out loud, yeah, same. Most of the time, I keep things to myself and let things go by. But nobody should look at themselves and then have that sort of reaction. Hey, you know you're not... I might as well be frank. You're not a monster, Michael. You look taken aback, obviously.
What makes you say that?
I saw how you were looking at yourself. How you talk about yourself. None of it is true. I keep telling you, you're more than just your appearance. I don't know what compelled me to do it, but I did it anyway. I reached for his hand and held them between us. His eyes widened at the contact. Ah! Oh no, we're holding hands! Red alert! Red alert! All it took was a day with you, and truthfully, I think you're the most amazing person I've ever met. He made a choked noise. I'm just some nobody compared to you.
That's not...
Shut up and listen!
He promptly shut his mouth with an audible click of his teeth. From where I stand, you saved my life. You've taken care of me better than I could have asked from a stranger. That already proves to me that you're not a monster you think you are. You're charming, you're smart, you're sweet. You're a million more things, but you are not a monster.
I don't know, he's been hypnotizing us, MC.
I take a second to compose myself, lowering my voice. You may look different, Michael. But guess what? His multiple eyes stared into mine, ears flattening as if fearing the worst. That makes you all the more beautiful to me.
Aww.
His breath hitched. I could feel his hands squeezing mine, fingers trembling. It was like he forgot how to breathe. No. Why'd the music stop? Why? Yeah, it's been a bit of a while, huh? I realized my hands were getting sweaty. I pulled away hastily, scratching at my neck and avoiding his gaze. I could feel the blood rush to my face. I could dunk my whole head in the river and probably let off steam.
Sorry, that came out of nowhere!
It just didn't feel right if I didn't say anything. I hope you understand. An awkward silence passed between the two of us. Anyways. I caught him mumbling under his breath.
Uh-oh.
I can't let you leave.
What?
I said you can't leave. I mean, not without your cat, right?
I frowned. I've already tried, Michael. Like you said, it was stupid of me for to just to wander off in the woods as if I'd find him through dumb luck. He paused, his fist clenching.
But I haven't.
Uh-huh?
I haven't tried. I know these woods better than anyone. I can try looking for him. But that means you can't leave yet. Why did everything go quiet?
Michael, I appreciate the offer, but I don't think I should stick around any longer. I have a job and responsibilities and... Uh-oh. You hissed in pain, a sudden migraine overcoming your senses. You felt sick, your stomach wringing itself into knots. It felt like the world was wrapping around you as your legs wobbled. Your body buckled over as you resisted the urge to vomit.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Oh my God! Ah! I got jump scared! No! This ain't Doki Doki!
Michael caught you as you slumped gracelessly to the ground, your head resting on his shoulder as he cradled you nights. Hey, you don't look so good.
Your vision doubled as he spoke, his speech oozing together into an indecipherable mess.
Are you okay? Do you need me to carry you home?
What the fucking, no. Oh, just Monica, just Monica. Yes, please.
Okay, no problem. Just hang in there. Hang on to me.
I wanna go home. I just wanna go home.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. You don't deserve this. If I could just one more day with you, I'd be the happiest man alive. Here we are. Let's get you tucked in. I should give you some clothes. Especially since you'll be staying another night. You're okay with that, aren't you?
Oh, that's it? No! Ah! That's all from day 2 of Oasis demo. More updates coming in the future. Tell me what you think of the game. Any support feedback is highly appreciated. Thank you for playing. You're welcome. That was great. Again, the itch.io page will be down in the link. I'm going to be making a separate video going through all the other different endings. But thank you for watching, and if you could please hit that like and subscribe button while you're looking down at the itch.io page, I'd really appreciate it. Have a great day, Orca Dorka!